Today I fucked up by forgetting I had a pie hole. Obligatory, this actually happened like 3 years ago. I hit it off with a girl on a dating app. We went on a date, and she seemed legitimately interested in me. The vibes were fantastic. She mentioned enjoying anime and manga, same as I do. When I was at home and we were texting, I recommended some random older manga that I really enjoyed, and she asked where she could read it. So I Googled around and came across an only mildly sketchy site where one could read it for free. I copied the URL and sent it to her. She sent me a curt, "What the fuck did you just send me?" text, and I was baffled. It was a brief loop of, "What are you talking about? This is fucking disgusting. I mean, I guess it's a little on the darker side, but it's a horror series, just keep reading. Why the fuck would you think this was okay to send to me?" And then she unmatched and blocked me. I opened up the link again, and it was fine. I had no idea what had happened. When I was having lunch with a friend and was venting to him about this, I pulled up the text conversation and clicked the link. I immediately realized what had happened. At the time, I had a Pi hole set up, a Raspberry Pi that acted as a network-level ad blocker. When I had originally opened the link while connected to my home network, it just showed all the pages for Chapter 1 and not a single ad. What I did not realize was that the Pi hole was holding back an incredible quantity of anime porn advertisements and videos. When later accessing the site on cellular data, I would be greeted with Bulma from Dragon Ball getting viciously, viscerally, viscously cream-pied by Bart Simpson. Closing that ad would show a clip depicting an actually 1,000-year-old dragon in a very not 1,000-year-old girl's body, doing things. And some of the ads were even worse, depicting animated things of an even more questionable legal nature. It was sorta impossible to access the underlying site without closing 30 ads first. It made perfect sense that she would unmatch someone that would send that to her after one date and act like it was fine. Too long did not read. My ad blocker kept me from realizing that the link I was sending to someone I'd go on one date with was filled with horrific hardcore anime porn. She unmatched and blocked me. She should have been using an ad blocker. Remember, friends, always use protection from the scum of the internet. Long-time Pi hole user. The internet is like a whole different place without it. You know what they say, the internet is really, really great for porn. Clearly you should offer to set one up for her. People who use ad blocker and people who don't use ad blocker aren't terribly compatible personalities to begin with. There are other fish in the sea. Fish who use protection. I think your foo was sending a link to, by your own admission, a mildly sketchy site. Ad block, Pi hole or none, who does to someone they've just met, let alone is interested in. Also, why wouldn't you just make the second date reading some content together? Today I fucked up by not looking at my seasonings. So earlier tonight I was eating a delicious roll with my dinner, and I thought it would be nice to put some butter and sprinkle some za'atar on top. If you haven't had it before, it's like a blend of herbs and sesame seeds. It's a little tart and herby. Delicious on a roll with butter/olive oil. I go pull it out from the pantry, and note that it's been a while since I last used it. I pop it open, spread a generous slab of butter on my roll, and sprinkle some on top. Then I sit down with my roll, and go back to scrolling on my phone as I start munching. As I'm sitting there, a couple bites in, suddenly something catches my eye. Some movement. Something moving in the za'atar. I watch with growing horror as what must be hundreds of tiny little mites move slowly across the za'atar. I stare for a couple seconds, frozen, and slowly look at my roll. Now luckily, I seem to have avoided sprinkling pure bugs on my roll, since I don't see anything moving. But keep in mind, this is several bites in, and there was butter involved too. So, I definitely ate bugs. Like many tiny little bugs. On butter, on my roll, so many bugs, chewing them up and eating them, and I ate bugs. Too long did not read. Didn't look close enough at Old Spice mix before putting it on my food. Ate half before noticing. The funny thing is, you probably won't even get sick. It's just unpleasant to look at. I bought some dog treats the other week, brought them home, and dropped them in the airtight container. I usually keep them in, cut the top off the bag, and snug the lid down. A few days later, I haven't touched them since I bought them. I go to grab the container and give bones to my dogs. There's a weevil colony in the treat bucket. I'm horrified, I'm traumatized. Thank you for making me relive that. My soul goes out to you. I drank ants when I was a kid, and that was also traumatic, so I both can and can't imagine the horror. Yup, I've had that happen too. Didn't eat them, but I did ruin a whole plate of sauce-topped fresh pasta, loudly crying face. Thankfully, Bugs are just protein, and probably a little bit of waste. I had a similar situation with rice a few weeks back. Boiled a cup, ate it with butter, salt and pepper. Went to put the plastic container away, and noticed something moving in the bottom. Got a closer look, and there were a bunch of mealworms wriggling about throughout the container. Unfortunately, I had already eaten the rice and probably some worms, but I didn't get sick or anything. Just a gross thought. Congrats, you just unlocked the protein DLC nobody asked for. Don't worry, the bugs probably think you tasted mid too. A classic Far Side by Gary Larson.